Okie dokie. Calling.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to Vibe Osmosis.
About
Now, am I not mistaken? This is TRASHFART, right?
yes, this is TRASHFART.
Indeed.
So, of course, one of the bigger essential questions I'm sure you guys get all the time is how did you come up with the name? Where did it come from?
We have no clue. We don't remember. During our first set, one of us said the words TRASHFART, and from there it was history until the next set when we decided against that and decided for TRASHFART. Yeah. Then we decided on Gordon Food Service. Then we went back to TRASHFART, and the rest is history. Our full first album, we switched the name multiple times, like every track. So we actually have multiple names for the full first album, but we ended up going back to TRASHFART at the very end of the album. So that's why, basically, it's been TRASHFART.
And some of the stuff from your guys is like stuff from SoundCloud to like what's like out there for like your Spotify, Apple, whoever you want to use. It's like some of that is a little bit different. You want to kind of get into how you have these different kind of releases or stuff on SoundCloud to what you have on your official stuff. Yeah.
So basically, is what happened is that we were very unorganized on what we should do for publishing our music. And I was like, fuck it. If they send me the files, I'll just upload it to SoundCloud. And, they couldn't stop me. And it's on there, and we kind of just abandoned it when we, got more established on distro.
No, we actually ran out of... We had to pay for a premium account to upload more stuff. We didn't want to do that. Yeah, we didn't want to do that.
I never did that for SoundCloud either. It's like I had a bunch of just different emails and just kept uploading music, and then they changed their model, just kept on changing it.
See, that's genius. Yeah. We're stupid, so clearly
I just kept on trying to bulk up in emails, and now I have 12 emails and various SoundCloud accounts, and it's tedious work.
Would you please use all of them to subscribe to us, please? That would be awesome.
I still have troubles logging into everyone.
When you get there.
Yeah.
I want to get into everybody's favorite color.
Favorite color?
I like yellow.
I like green.
Green's cool, but I'm feeling a little blue-purple now. I think purple is probably mine, but I think TRASHFART collectively, we all like brown. Yeah.
Yes.
But green is a close second for the advantage. Yeah, that's because of marijuana. Yeah.
And trash.
And trash. Yeah, trash colors.
Farts are also green.
I'm really big into smoking weed and trying the edibles and stuff. What do you prefer, the tree or do you prefer the edible stuff?
We put edibles in bongs and then smoke that. Yeah. And crack. We put crack in bongs a lot. We do a lot of drugs. Crack, kratom.
Kratom.
What else do we do, guys?
Ivermectin.
Yeah, kratom. Yeah. Ivermectin, whippets. Yeah.
Wearing a condom. I still
wearing a
have
condom
my
is our
whippets
favorite
set
drug,
up.
actually. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of ketamine and whippet. That mixture together is always a mind blast.
Actually, we have a list of drugs. Can I read it to you? Where'd it go?
That's one of those ones too where I'm like, if I can find a good trap house that has fleas, I'm totally cool with smoking fleas because I've heard that has a tremendous psychedelic effect.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Okay, so we actually have a list of our. This is our favorite drugs.
This is our favorite
in order, right?
Good,
in order.
good.
Okay, so are you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. So number one, we have DMT.
Great.
Salvia.
Yeah.
Yes, DMT. Mixed perk and alcohol, together, take both of them at the same time. Preparation H, ivermectin, swag boner pills.
Specifically.
Yes, specifically the brand Swag.
Ask us more about those later.
Yeah, you can ask. Yeah, that's later. PCP, butane glue or gas, and then wearing a condom. Bath salts, ice, crank, etc. Parfentanil, ketamine, spice, speed, LSD, whippets, cocodamol or lean, DXM, Sawsum sauce from Wendy's. Do you know Sawsum sauce? It's a sauce they used to have.
Never tried it.
Oh, it was fucking good. It was really good.
The
But
light of our life.
yes, but most people hated it. We were the only ones who liked it.
True.
And then Kratom,
Good old crap.
and then Pepto Bismol, and then Benadryl is the last one.
I definitely know too much Benadryl fucks me up.
For real.
Yeah.
Ever see the Hat Man?
Oh yeah, but I want to also. You mentioned DXM. Have you ever had a DXM trip?
No, we have DXM on here.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's
Don't
why I
worry.
said
Have any of us tripped on DXM? I haven't personally.
no, none
I
of
just
us
get drunk on it.
None of us have, but we all own a bottle of DXM. And we also, do you know Little Yarn?
Yes, I do.
Oh my
Yeah, Little
God.
Yarn. Yeah, she does DXM.
We
That's
love
that's
Yarn.
why it's on
And her
this,
mom's
basically.
benzos.
Yeah, and her mom's benzos.
I'm a really big fan of benzos too, but also like I haven't done good DXM, like good Dex, in a couple of years, and like
It's
that,
hard to get your hands on.
and to me it's like that mind frame and that feeling that you get of like kind of creating this world and living inside like this like realm of feelings, and like it's really a whole coat of like I don't know, psychedelic visuals and experiences, and then whenever you mix it with weed, it's like taking you to a place that like is so cozy and like comfortable, and like it's, to me it's like never one of those ones where you're like, that was such a bad experience from that DXM trip. You know, like it really puts you outside of your body to like enjoy something that maybe you thought you maybe like not able to or comfortable enough to.
I think, I'll tell you, like, if you come to one of our shows on DXM, we'll give you like a prize.
I've been to many shows on DXM, and it's like I'm walking so funny I can barely like stand up straight, or like I'm like,
Well, we'll have proof then if you come to the show.
yeah,
right?
because that's like the proof, and like, oh yeah, so I want to get into astrological signs for everybody.
Well, I'm a Libra, but I'm near the cusp of Scorpio. I'm a Taurus moon and a Scorpio rising.
I'm a Leo, like barely.
Yeah, Caesar.
I'm a Cancer, which means I do have cancer.
That's exactly what that means. I'm a Pisces. I don't remember all my other things. I used to know it.
Do you feel like it ever clashes with the band, or do you think that you can feel maybe like the chemistry and like the dynamics like that they may say is there?
Well, I mean, like for starters, like Ian's and Elijah's birthday, they're pretty close together. So like I always forget who's when.
Mm-hmm.
But
You do?
yeah,
Are you kidding me?
I mean,
I'm gonna strangle you right this fucking second.
I'm the same way.
Bastard!
Elijah.
We do fight a lot.
I'm like, I have four sisters. I have 4 sisters, and I'm still like, whose birthday is what now?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, we do fight a lot on tape, so.
oh yeah.
But in real life, not so much.
Well, we kiss a lot.
Yeah, we kiss a lot in real life.
I feel like it's much easier to make war in bands than it is to make peace.
Oh,
bes-
definitely.
Yeah,
besides,
that's why we find ourselves making war all the time. We actually,
I feel like
we're-
in your guys'
we
music,
got something in the
though,
works right now. Don't tell Apple because it's against their code of conduct, but we're making nuclear bombs using our Apple devices.
They technically are mind chip readers, and they're kind of tapping into what your brand is, and
I feel like technically it's too light of a term for Apple products. Like, it's very obvious. Like, like if you look up Apple Truth Reddit conspiracy,
So true.
like you'll find out that like Apple is actually satanic, and that's why we think using their products for nuclear bombs is
Ideal.
It is ideal.
The moral thing to do.
Right.
one of
Well,
those
to destroy
things,
Satan with but his own weapons. Come on.
it's one
So
of those
true.
things too that make me think of creating your underwater world and having everybody like ready for like the underground to kind of come up on to the world and like show them like you can live in this whole kind of like aquatic universe without like being tapped into like this dystopian mindset that we have going on. I feel like it's been shifted with technology for everything to be used with technology, other than how whenever you were like 5 years old, you were still kind of playing with like not a fucking Nintendo Switch, for example.
Right. I mean, like, I feel like definitely what you were talking about before, like the amphibious mole uprising is definitely happening soon. Like,
Especially in Ohio, it's like
Oh, did you see that they had this new alligator that has like a whole like fin? It's like a brand new alligator. It's like a morph.
oh shit.
I want to morph into that.
I want to bring up like in your guys' music, you guys have like this different kind of from like a live sound to like you're editing digital or playing digital kind of stuff and then incorporating that like with your music. What kind of bands like inspired you to kind of use different stuff and put that into like one kind of cohesive project?
Definitely the Beatles. The Black Eyed
Beatles are
Peas
good
as
one.
well is definitely one of our biggest inspirations. I
We
think.
love the Black Eyed Peas.
but I think really the biggest inspiration for me, as far as like trying to sound like shit, is from the Columbus band Blood Noise. Is Noise with a Z.
Okay.
We're good friends with Chuck Fuck.
They
Or
sound like-
Fuckle Fuckle.
Yeah,
Chuck Fuckle.
Yeah.
The front person of Blood Noise.
Mm-hmm.
And like whenever it comes to you guys making like songs, is it like you're developing what to play? Are you kind of improvising, or do you kind of like come from different musical backgrounds and just like now find a way to like have your dream team per se?
In the beginning, especially, it was pretty much all improv. And I can't speak for the first album because I wasn't part of the band then. But all of our shows for a long time were completely improvised. We had no notes, we had nothing, and we just went and we did it. More recently, especially for our shows, we've been getting like vague ideas of set lists, but by no means are we writing the songs before we play them. Just kind of making ideas, and then once we actually get on stage, that's kind of when the song like is written and happens.
I'll say it's pretty much all improvised, basically. Like
Yeah.
literally everything that we do. We do get like for live shows, we get very vague ideas of what we want to talk about, but that's pretty much it.
And like usually the ideas we try to come up with before we get on stage, like they're gone, but instant
Yeah.
like we're in front
We
of
don't
the
get
audience.
to them, yeah.
Yeah.
And like even when like we are like trying to do like songs that we have played before, like recently our song "We Less Than Three Inhalants," it started off as like just a simple like riff going back and forth, but then eventually like just in the moment the like strumming patterns would change and like the like breaks between like solo and like going back to the chorus would like alter, and we never really settle on like one defined like sound for any song, but yeah, definitely always improvising.
That's really interesting because I've kind of gone through like the live stuff that you hear on your SoundCloud after I listen to your stuff on Spotify first, and I hate to kind of be like, oh, I went to Spotify and then this, but whenever I listen to some of the stuff on SoundCloud, I like in my mind was like, okay, like these are some like really really intricate like ideas for like concrete and like weird like experimental rock, and then I was like, okay, like but you're also doing different kind of progressions and showing that like in a live atmosphere, and I don't know, and I whenever I listen to it, it's like I was thinking maybe they were just like got really stoned and like did this, and maybe like their practices were like maybe like them maybe playing it tighter. Did you guys?
I will real quick. I will say we were completely sober for most of our early recordings, pretty much every single one.
I totally know what you mean. Like it's better to get all that that like all that energy and like all that headspace like out like whenever you're in a good state of mind too. But like right before you like, and then like to me it's like whenever you don't smoke and you're getting to jam and play live, you know, you're really getting to tap into like the therapeutic aspect of like getting to do it.
Well, I'm just speaking for myself a little here. When I do the drugs for the Trash Fart shows, it doesn't quite work the same because when I'm sober, I just black out and get possessed by what I can only assume is a divine entity, which sends me visions of what to say next.
It sends me those too.
That definitely helps having like a spiritual guide help you. And like honestly, I feel like to me whenever I take like LSD, the words and the themes and the ideas come to me like a lot more naturally than whenever I'm just like sitting there like smoking and trying to come up with like maybe just like I end up you know coming up with like just like one line and try to like go with for like one melody, and that will be like the loop basically of working a track.
You get it, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, at our last show, like, I was on an eighth of shrooms, and like, you know, like, there's a lot more like things that are like not really tangible than like the physical realm, but like as far as the spiritual and musical realm, like those are a lot easier to grasp when you like just think of yourself less as a singular being and more of like just a collective.
Definitely.
And that's also one thing I love to bring up whenever you have an experience where it opens up your mind to see how connected things are. For like me, for an example, was like this experience where like me and my friend were tripping, and then like we were looking at like the tags of like our clothes and like looking at our clothes and just like wow, like somebody made this and somebody had to like work hard to make the tag, and like the person that had to do that, you know, they did that because they love something, and I was like, oh, and they love like, you know, having things for themselves and blah blah, and like just became like a whole weird circle of like how like connected things are and you get products that still come from people that have like a whole other life per se. And like that interconnectedness I feel like really happens with music because you're hearing different songs and hearing different artists, and you're trying to piece together like how you relate to them, or like what other bands and stuff like maybe like you were influenced by this, and like or completely just like astonished of like I did not expect that, and you know what I mean.
I totally understand. In fact, we had this sort of thought process in mind when we recorded our first album. When it's sort of the same but opposite. When we recorded our first album, we wanted to imbue our music with a feeling. We wanted listeners to come away after listening to a whole album filled with a new sort of emotion that no one else prior to our music has ever experienced. It could be closely defined maybe to fear, hatred, wrath, bittersweet, yeah, melancholy. Makes you yearn for those better days, but not at all in a good reminiscent way, but more of a disdain for the present sort of way.
Yeah, that's Bible fuck specifically that
Yes.
we're talking about.
Yeah. But like each album, like I think subconsciously we're going into it with like a new sort of feeling.
Yeah, it's really all about specific feelings that we try to convey.
And none of them have names.
Yeah,
No.
new feelings.
And what's your favorite instrument? Heads up on everybody. What's their favorite instruments?
I like the theremin. I haven't played one, let alone touched one.
I like the theremin. I have played one. I also like the didgeridoo, another one I haven't played. So eating that. That's
No, that's appropriation.
we're gonna butt heads on.
He was my friend Lance. He still is really good at the didgeridoo. But continue.
I hate the theremin. I would say I don't know if I have a favorite instrument, but I do hate the theremin. That's why I don't let these motherfuckers play it. It's because I fucking hate it. But yeah, I mean that's it.
You like the drums though, right?
No, I play the drums, but I hate doing it. They make me most of the time.
But you love it, right?
I'm actually the member of TRASHFART that can't play any instruments. So I like the kazoo, and I like I have one of those like old school like spell the word boards. Like you press a button and it like says the letter and the word. Like that's pretty fun too.
Yeah, definitely one of the better instruments we have.
Definitely.
So like with you guys' recording process, is it like everybody in the same room recording live? Are you doing it in a studio? Break down like your recording deals.
We actually, all of our albums have been live.
Yeah, literally every
Not
single
one
one.
in the studio.
It's just no go backs or like
Yeah.
punch ins. Like we get it down in the moment, and if the iPhone picks it up on voice memos, then that's on the album.
Yeah, we pretty much only use we usually just record in a room with. Typically, we use our iPhones. Most often, like 1 to 2 iPhones, and that's the full recording, and we just cut that up and make that the album.
I'm gonna just throw this out there. I love recording music, and I use Logic typically. I have a Mac, and I have a ton of gear. I have interface. I have this one interface that has it's the Sapphire Pro 40, I believe. Has like 12 mic inputs, so you can mic up 12 DIs. And then you can pull it up, on your Logic or your DAW, and pull up all your direct inputs. And just like to me, it's like I would love to record and try to come up with a cool maybe track or album with all y'all. If you're game, I could like to take the time and come to you with like my setup, and maybe like see how we can all collaborate if you're up for it.
Absolutely.
We're down.
Yeah.
I just I would love to take on the project because I haven't done it in a little while as far as like working with other bands, but it's something I've done and I really enjoy, and especially like getting into the whole like setting up where you're gonna play and where you're gonna mic stuff up and how you're gonna tweak things out, and of course getting to actually jam and hear it out, and I really did enjoy listening to your music. So that's kind of one of those reasons why I'm throwing this out there. I want to break into before we get into the favorite music you got right now. What have you been listening to?
Well, I was unfortunately raised a deadhead, so pretty much at least once a week, but like I will just listen to an entire Grateful Dead show just straight through.
Mixcloud has some really good choices. That's why I'm will pull them up and I see that they have like a whole hour set. I'm like, great, that's my vibe right now.
We actually, just before you called, we just finished 2 tapes. We have
This one's a classic.
Yeah, this one's a classic. It's actually Midwestern comedy about like hunting and fishing. It's called Bananas at Large, and it's the 30 Point Buck tape from 1991. And we also have a Baby Sounds tape, which is literally just like about an hour and a half of baby sounds that we just finished listening to.
Those are classics.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to say, like, I just recently got this record that has like environmental sounds and random sounds, and one of the ones says "baby screams," and they like even on the description, it will have like different kind of description. It's like baby screams in this like random hotel in New York in 1979.
Hell yeah.
That is the kind of stuff we love to listen to.
That's
Yes,
perfect.
I recently went to Skeleton Dust Records on 3rd Street in Dayton. Picked up it was like a live recording at like the Goodwood Racing Festival of like specifically Mercedes race cars. Like just supreme. Like there was like a British dude talking, just like shut the fuck up, like you lost the war, and then it's like just sounds of a car going around a track, and like it does not get better than this.
No.
Exactly. Not at all. Well, I do actually have one thing that's a little better. This one person makes compilations of David Byrne from the Talking Heads screaming and making noises. That's what I listen to on a daily basis. It motivates me to get anything done. It's the reason I get out of bed. It's the reason I go to sleep.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, that's all.
Continue.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, David Byrne's energy, specifically when he's whooping, whopping, and hollering, that is, like, when he's at his best, and that is a really, really fucking big inspiration for me, and it's my version of words of affirmation. I hear him go, whoop, 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 and I follow alongside immediately after, calling like a bird of prey in the morning.
There's this song by the Black Eyed Peas called "It's a Holiday," and it's about Labor Day specifically.
Keep an ear out for this one.
Yeah, that one's actually really good. Classic.
Huge inspiration for us,
Big
specifically that
inspiration.
one.
Yeah.
Any other ones you want to contribute?
That's a nice pointer.
That's a good, yeah.
That was good. That was good. Anyone?
I think I'm good. That's pretty much what I've been listening to.
Yeah. We've been listening to "It's Okay to Leave a Dog in a Hot."
Oh yeah, our own. Actually, we do listen to our own music a lot.
Oh yeah.
That is mostly.
Well, but no, like the actual Beatles
Well,
song.
yeah, but okay. We did the covers. Yeah, we did some covers of a Beatles song called "It's Okay to Leave a Dog in a Hot Car." And we do listen to that song a lot, and our own
All the
version.
time.
We listen to both the original and our own version.
Kind of like 50-50.
50. Yeah,
We haven't been a playlist, right?
Yeah, we have just a playlist of the Beatles version and our version.
I'm just like, oh man, which one's coming next?
One
And
of
yeah,
my,
we really
one
want
of
to
my
shuffle.
all-time favorite tracks
Yes.
by the Black Eyed Peas is probably, "Let's getting stupid in here," or "Let's get retarded in here."
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's a classic.
We're familiar with
We're
that.
very familiar with that.
That one, I just can't go and skip that one. It's just like it's a classic. I really do want to bring up, like, my dad bought that Black Eyed Peas CD, and we got to listen to it in his bedroom, while he was like ironing his clothes and like just like hanging out with my dad. It's kind of funny memory. And I remember my mom coming in like every 2 seconds and was just like, "Jeff Lysett, that music has so much cussing in it. Why'd you buy the explicit real version?" And just getting on him. And he's like, "Why? This one has cussing in it?" He's like, "I didn't even realize it." Just being an asshole, funny, like sarcastic dude. Like,
I mean,
let's
like,
get
this is like
retarded.
really, it shows where today's woke media came from and the whole woke agenda. Like, I don't get it sometimes.
So it's
But
real.
this is just absolutely emblematic of it, and it's
That's the
an affront to our
truth.
fucking country sometimes. We need to be able to say swears on live TV, and if we can't, then like, what the fuck are we doing as a free country?
If Fergie, Will.i.am, and Apple the App and Taboo are not allowed to swear, then who can?
Yeah, we have a right to free speech.
Then who can?
Like, who is that? Who's that a right to? Like, who gets that
Nobody
right
can.
to say fuck on TV?
Not Fergie.
Joe Biden maybe, but I don't know that he's gonna do that with his brain cells. Are you kidding?
Oh.
The Zinger Rivers maybe. I don't.
Yeah.
But they would think they're too sensitive for that.
they
They
actually,
flip her hat.
they actually are by far way too sensitive for that. I want to also say, like, the Black Eyed Peas song that they did with like the Dexter Laboratory, the cooking in the kitchen or whatever. That one was hot.
True. I mean, what Black Eyed Peas?
Oh
track
yeah,
is
it was
it?
actually
So
Will.i.am. It was just like Will.i.am.
It's all
did
the
it.
new hotness.
Yeah.
The Black Eyed Peas is the new hot. That's for sure.
And woke liberals, Old and busted.
Old and busted. Love Liberals. Old and busted. Black Eyed Peas, New Hot.
You heard it here first.
Facts,
You heard it here
facts.
first.
We haven't got to some of our real dirty gritty stuff. So like I'm gonna throw out like one of my wild stories. Just as my dad, he's a hardworking man. As I said, he's a black African American dude. Just like made it in the world. And he bought a Mercedes from New York from like my uncle. He had a car dealership. And lo and behold, as I get old enough, he gives me the car, and of course, I'm young, and I'm young, dumb, playing it high, getting high with the top down, acting all cool, driving my car super fast. Long story short, I try to go like beat a red light or beat like a yellow light or whatever, and smack into another dude and crash my brand new Mercedes.
Damn.
So that's kind of one of those stories on my end. You got to throw out some of your guys' stories on your end.
Well, if we're talking car stories,
Oh boy.
boy, oh boy. This one time, I went to grab a Junior Mint from the car seat adjacent to mine. I was going 70 and a 50 because I love the thrill, and I went to pick up a Junior Mint to eat it because I like Junior Mints. But then all of a sudden, I look up and there's this goddamn mailbox in the way. So I swerve out of the way, but I lose my fucking mirror in that. So look what mailboxes are doing. Well, no. It's bad luck on the mailbox. The mailbox hit me.
Yeah.
True.
All right, continue. Anyone else?
Well, on the topic of car stories, and also on the topic of speeding, there was one time I was doing 98 in a 65 zone, construction zone. So, double points for the cops.
Huge win. Yeah.
And like, so I get pulled over, and I'm like driving my dad's car, so like I don't have like the insurance on me, and like have to call my dad. He's just like, oh yeah, that'll all be cool. And so like, cop comes up. He was like, "You're going pretty fast," and I was like, "Yeah, just got home from work." And he was like, "Okay, well," and then he stops and he gets a call on his radio, and it's a dispatcher going, "Hey, we got a 13-year-old girl that's like threatening her life with a knife." And the cop just like pauses and just goes like, "Okay, can I see your ID?" And like goes back to the car, like scans it, make sure like I don't have any warrants or anything. And then like comes back and he's just like, "You're free to go." And I don't know how, just I am so thankful for that 13-year-old girl. Like, I hope she's doing okay. Like, honest to anything. Like, I hope she's doing okay because she got me out of a very hefty ticket. Talk about freedom of speech. For real.
So true.
That is
I do have a story. There was a time, like around the time that me and Elijah were recording Bible Fuck, that he had a Prius,
Yeah.
And it was completely out of oil. Like there was literally no oil in the engine at all. And so, we get in to drive away from the recording studio, and obviously his engine starts grinding because there's no oil in it.
What do you mean, obviously?
Well,
It's
okay.
not obvious.
Okay, it's not obvious. I take it back. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, it was very.
How fucking dare you? I'll fucking kill you, you fat fucking bastard. You want to say that car was clean? You want to look me in the face and say that car was clean?
No, but the moral of the story is that we drove the car, like 5 miles with no oil in. And that's it. That's the end of the story.
Well, there's a follow-up story of another car I had.
Follow up to this.
A Pontiac. I did not put oil in it, and on a hill, I The engine went kaput.
Yeah.
And that was the end of that car. That's not the most glorified version of that story, but you know, there's got to get into the nitty gritty.
I had to really think to figure out what mine was. I'm not a very nitty gritty person, I guess, but I was at Disney World with my dear grandmother, and we had a room, Ian and I, and Ian and I were in our room hanging out. I went to go take a shower. Really had to use the bathroom. Really had to take the tiniest shit you've ever seen, like literally like a fucking rabbit turd. But because this place was just like it wasn't great. It was nice, but it wasn't great. The toilet was fucking clogged. But it wasn't me, because like I said, I took the fucking little rabbit shit turd. So I knew I didn't clog the toilet. So here I am trying to fucking figure out how to get this to flush, because I want to take my shower and be done with it all. I don't even fucking remember what I did, but there was no plunger in the hotel. I don't know why. So I tried to like do the dumbest thing ever and like reach into the like tank to like get it to go, and no, it went the other way, and all the water fucking spilled out. My piss water and like my one little rabbit turd onto the fucking bathroom floor, and it was not fun. And then I like ran out of the bathroom naked. My boyfriend, my brother was there, and in the end, you know, the floorboards were a little wet, but we got away with it. They didn't say anything.
Basically, we covered the floor in piss and shit.
Yeah, and
You
just
should
another
have used
usual
your
thing.
phone
Yeah,
to Google maybe what to do in that situation.
that would have been the smart thing to do, but
Well, we
sorry.
kind of wanted the piss
We
and
can
shit
all
to be on the
dwell.
floor.
We can all dwell on what we could have, should have done.
could have, should have done.
Sure.
Precisely. Well, maybe the hotel could have, should have had a fucking plunger.
I totally agree.
Straight,
I totally agree.
straight.
And that is a really good that is a really good random fact about yourself too. Is one of those other ones I was going to get into. But so
I didn't tell the other two people in this room about that. That was their first time hearing it.
that's hilarious and a really good one. And all right, so everybody's favorite movies and movies that you've seen recently. Movies first, no shows.
The Simpsons movie.
Yeah, the Simpsons movie. Minions: The Rise of Gru. Watched that last night.
Classic.
Oh,
Pretty good.
banger.
But that was recent.
Oh,
It's always been my favorite.
It's Such a Beautiful Day by Don Hertzfeldt. You know, nice little art house piece.
Spirited Away.
Spirited Away
Studio
sucks.
Ghibli. That's like my childhood movie. I've always loved that movie. It's a really good one.
Oh, I watched the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie just the other night.
So good.
Yeah, Plantasm.
Super trippy, yeah. Phantasm is. Have you seen that old 1970s one where they're making fun of too?
Repeat that.
There's like a old 1970s, and they kind of carried it on for a while. Called Phantasm. They're like weird noir, like kind of artsy, like fantasy movies.
I have not seen that. I'm not a movie buff
All right,
or
cool.
cinephile.
There's I mean, I highly recommend it. It's like a David Bowie-esque type thing with Labyrinth. It's really trippy.
Okay.
They don't tell you about that in school.
Me too.
I'll tell you that.
No, they don't tell you about a whole lot of things in school.
And that's what we're here for.
Keep going. Favorite movies right now.
I loved Avengers: Infinity War. It's my favorite movie of all time.
Bullshit.
It's
You
cinema.
hated
It's
it.
peak cinema.
You hated it.
No, I went to
Okay.
see it like 3 times.
Okay.
I
Have you
love it.
seen any Marvel movie? Like, ever?
It's my favorite genre.
Yeah, he saw
I saw
Doctor
Black
Strange.
Panther.
He saw Doctor Strange.
I saw Black Panther 15 times. Uganda Forever.
Yeah.
I really
I
want to
sat my white
see.
ass down and listened.
I really want to see the new Ant-Man movie, just because Paul Rudd doing random stuff as a superhero is something I feel like I caught out whenever I was like in high school. I was like, he's gonna be in like a Superman movie.
See, I
or
prefer
something.
Paul Rudd when he's kissing his stepsister after, like, it's, like, implied that they had to get genetic testing to make sure it wasn't, like, blood related. But movie Clueless, like,
Well, they didn't know they weren't related though.
At the
No,
time.
it was implied.
It was implied.
No, I forget the actress's name. God forgive me, but like she says, like, ew, we're not from Kentucky, so like that means like there had to be some knowledge that they were not like actually blood related.
That's true, man.
I want to say it's like it should be like I'm not from Ohio. I don't kiss my cousin.
It's you know, the water doesn't help.
It does not.
You know what they're putting in the water these days, right?
I want to say it's the nuclear holocaust.
Yeah, they're putting
water
on there.
all
They do. Yeah,
The water's so much out here.
we actually help with that. I think that's
So that's what we're doing.
yeah.
with
We're,
the Apple stuff.
yeah, yeah. The apples.
We're developing-
Yeah, you're right.
We're developing nuclear bombs.
The class of
Apple.
the class
Sure.
of Nukem High is like those kind of movies are like one of my like all time favorite type of movies. Like
Well, I
the-
wasn't finished, but that's one of mine too.
oh word yeah, like those like weird type of movies like Grindhouse, like all those kind of stuff. I like really I get into like that like B slasher, bad monster, like Nazi zombie coming back, that kind of stuff. Just because it gives you lore of like oddities and also like the ninth wonder shit like Bigfoot and Sasquatch and you know, and I feel like a lot of that shit's real, so it's like it's funny.
Well, I mean, I think especially like the Nazi zombies, that's especially interesting for me because it shows a world where zombies have morality and they explicitly reject it. And I think that's horrifying.
and are actually capable of chasing you and being stronger as the undead.
And like, actually, it makes you really question what their end game is, because like, if they want to like ensure the purity and like genocide and all that shit, like that Nazis love to do, like, then they're making more zombies that they'll have to live with.
Right, like they have to be very thorough about what they're doing.
Yeah,
But
so
they're weakened limbs, like they can't really construct anything.
I feel like it's more of like a hyper meta on like the whole situation of anti-Semitism in like Nazi Germany.
I think that it would be
Well, I
a
think
lot
it's more
harder
literal.
to segregate and discriminate whenever you're dead.
Well, no, they'll find a way.
And
True.
also like whenever the random woman with the chopped off foot and a shotgun is coming out to like shoot them wearing like a pirate hat.
You're so right.
That reminds me of Dave Chappelle.
You're not getting me started on Dave Chappelle.
He
What a
did
fucking
that.
slut.
Right now, you know, him living in Ohio. I'm surprised that more people don't come over there and like have like a potato launcher, but it's just like filled with eggs, just like
No, because we are based in Yellow Springs, I sometimes drive past Dave Chappelle's house. He has a sheriff stationed out in front of his driveway, 24/7.
Oh,
Yeah, that's one of our
actually-
least favorite things about him.
That's actually really interesting because they would know exactly whenever he dies.
Mm-hmm.
They're keeping an eye out for that. You know, I think that's part of what the woke media is trying to do.
Low
They
key,
know exactly when he gets
we're
his
gonna
ass.
have the police step in and poison him, and the police officer turns out to be a trans police officer, and they were like, we had no clue that we had a trans police officer in Yellow Springs, Ohio. Okay.
I can't
Well,
wait
one
to
can
get
only
that.
hope. So let's start talking about hoagies instead.
Well, I want to
What's your
get
favorite type of
I
hoagie?
want to get back to your music. How long have you guys been making music? When did you first start making music? And how long have you guys known each other?
Late 2018, we've known each other for probably around the same amount of time, more or less, maybe a little longer, depending.
I think probably about a year longer, actually.
A little bit over, or like a year longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. We probably,
We went to school together.
We actually started making music end of 2017.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
TRASHFART was.
Yeah. So like
Late
we
2018.
probably met each other or like really started like hanging out like early 2017 and started making music into 2017. Specifically me and Elijah, and then I think Marley and Avenue joined like I think maybe like a month later or something.
Yeah.
like that, or maybe a little bit less.
I think it was like November 2018. You guys like drove up to my house and gave me like the first copy you guys like ever made of Bible Fuck, their first album.
Yeah.
And I think it was like maybe like a week or two after that. Like I loved the album so much. They were like, "You guys, like, you want to play with us?" And I was like, "Fuck it, sure." And I don't think we recorded that session, but I think January of 2019 we recorded Dirt Moment, which is our second album, the first one with me.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I want to bring up like your gear and gear of choice too. Like I know you kind of mentioned your favorite instrument, but like what kind of gear do you guys use? Like what kind of amps and like go ahead and break into what you're working with.
I am like certified gearhead. My amp, I play on an Orange Crush 60 watt, and I have it parallel to my dad's old Marshall cab, and like even though like the ohmage is like not really the same, so like the Marshall is like really quiet, but like when I crank it, it's like full fucking drive tone. My favorite pedal that I have is by Native Audio. It's a Dayton-based pedal company. My cousin is actually, excuse me, my cousin, he is like part of the team there, and it's the Midnight version 2 phaser. Like it is the wildest fucking like tap phaser. Like I feel like there's no way to like just encompass what all it can do, and like it's not your typical like phaser. I feel like every fucking phaser is just like 80s drenched with their fucking descriptions. This is nothing like that shit. This is knuckle up, motherfucker. This is a fucking phaser. And my favorite pedal. Also, as a noise fuck, I love the death metal pedal. If you know, you know. And I play on a very nice 94 Gibson Les Paul Studio. Apparently 94 is like one of the last good years of Gibson. And got that thing cheap as fuck. I broken the headstock multiple times, and I can't get a better tone. And mm-hmm. Fucking right.
I personally try to buy the worst gear possible. I tend to like want to use like the worst thing that I can find ever.
Your current one's like an off-brand Telecaster, right?
Yeah, like yeah, pretty much. I use an off-brand Telecaster. I mean, it's like the thing is that I'm never consistent with what I play, but it's always shitty.
Well, we had something happen to our gear at one of our shows.
Oh.
Yeah, we actually actively fuck up our gear that we use. Like we had a show where we like
There must have been a bad ground,
Yeah.
in like the electric box, because like just out of nowhere, whenever we would like touch the microphones, we'd get shocked.
Yeah, there was a show where we basically electrocuted like most of our gear. So
The show that I had with Good Soup and Fred's band Smith Math, all of my entire set, like whenever I touched my guitar at times, it would shock me. Whenever I would touch the microphone, it would shock me, but it kept on moving, so I had to like touch the microphone stand. That would still shock me. And like I was starting to play the piano, and the piano wasn't shocking me, so that was like cool. But then like I was like at one point, I put my lips too close to the microphone, and it just like burnt the fuck out of my lips. you know, and I was just like,
yeah.
so there's just moments where I was just like experiencing extreme pain while still trying to like create this music and create a vibe and sound, and I was like, damn, I should have really made sure this wasn't gonna happen while this is going on. Like I almost wanted to stop and make sure I could replug up or something.
Sometimes you just gotta roll with it.
That's what I know.
Good.
No, so you guys tour and play, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're in talks. We've been
Yeah.
talking about it.
We haven't done it for a while, but yeah, we're in talks right now. Obviously, we're playing a show March 12th.
March 12th,
Belmont Billiards.
March 12th.
I
March 12th.
might
Well,
I might be able to make it. It's my sister's birthday exactly on March 12th, but but now
It's the
that
perfect birthday
March
party.
11th fell through, I'm trying to like have my family do it like the day before, and then like March 12th be like a free slate thing. But what time do you guys play, by the way?
I think
We don't know.
it starts at 7 o'clock.
Starts
Or
at
like
7. Each set is around 40 minutes.
Yeah, something
We're
like
probably
that.
in the middle.
I think we're first. Are we
Yeah,
first?
we're first. It could be Bomb Bunny and Good Soup and us.
Okay, well, I think that you guys should maybe play at like 7:30.
That's
And
probably what we're
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
and
It's up.
then but then play like I don't know. You guys got like a 40-minute set, an hour set ready. Wait, how much time you guys get?
40 minutes.
40
Not bad,
minutes.
yeah.
All right,
Give or
all right.
take.
About
They
to
didn't think
say,
to be too intense.
I'd say if I'm going to be asking for encores, like we'll see what the vibe is. I definitely think that the Belmont Billboards spot has a really cool vibe, and they definitely get like a lot of different stuff going on.
Yeah, right, for sure. Yeah,
I-
I mean it's up in the air. It's pretty relaxed, I think.
I know I should be there. Also, so in your guys' recording process, is it like you're practicing like what your riff is, and then you're wanting to record it, and then like, or you're like, I just kind of like want to get an idea of like where some of this stuff comes from. Like, do you guys like just jam on the side, and then whenever it comes to it, everybody like it just records like that improvised set?
It's pretty much just like we get together and we start recording and we just play. And that there's really nothing more than that.
I think I'm the one who has done the most effort into like planning a song, and it's mostly just been like lyrics and like a little riff, but like I try to stay away from like just structuring myself, because then like it just doesn't feel like trash fart anymore.
There are a few things for the next show that we're trying to like put a little more thought into. We mentioned the Black Eyed Peas earlier. We're wanting to do a cover of a song near and dear to our hearts that we mentioned from them. I'm not going to name drop it too much because we want it to be a bit of a surprise.
That will be really really cool surprise. And also like in my like I do like with your statement in the past about like getting shitty gear and still working with it. Like I went to the pawn shop and like I got this shitty bass, and it's just like this like really like old Ibanez, and it's like not even a good Ibanez. But like whenever you play it somewhat too hard, there's some of that like little ring or hum or buzz that you get from like the like the neck maybe not holding like the strings down hard enough or something, right?
Perfect. That's what you want.
Yeah, and so like whenever I actually plug it up into like the bass amp and you're really like cranking it and like you're adding it to the music, it really adds like that extra live feel other than trying to create that digitally like with the recording mixing stuff. And that's kind of like in my own experience though. I feel like I've been trying to dabble in with like just recording like lately it's like creating like a drum beat sound, and then like what can I add to that bass wise, and then just like seeing like what could I do like with the like the actual like mixing or the sound, or manipulating it, changing it. And I wondered if like you guys ever record your stuff and go back and try to like manipulate it and change like how it sounded live too. I kind of hear it in your first record, some of like the little chop bits and stuff.
I think our first record is probably like the only one that we didn't touch like at all. I think if anything, we pretty much will go back and like add sound bites, but like that's pretty much the only thing that we do. Everything that we release is pretty much unedited.
The stuff that you're hearing on it is all like just like that's just how you guys sound.
Yeah, it's completely just how we recorded it.
Yeah, I really respect it. It's one of those things that I'm like, that's really like a cool way of going about it, and also like sticking to your guns about keeping the recording as is. And a lot of artists, they try to just like depict what they like part wise and stuff.
Well,
the most editing we end up doing is because we're like doing it so freely and like improv, is sometimes we'll end up saying like personal information, and then we have to like go back in and edit that out.
Yeah, like
that's
I'm
like
horrified. There was we edited it in YouTube, just like shouting Kanye West over someone in my life's name that I was particularly upset with.
I want to bring up one of these recent records I've been getting into. It's called Cock Rings, and the content of the record is like telling you different kinds of cock rings that like you can have, like. And like just for an example, is like an 11 by 5, 4 centimeters Toy Joy Manpower plug, and you're like,
that's
okay, so you're like, okay, like, and to me, it's like it creates also the idea of like what would cock rings sound like if they make music.
I think about that a lot. I know Doc Johnson would definitely be a jam band.
And like to me now, like it's like this band is like foreign. They're like Daniel Sylvenberg Bacher Gramble, so I'm just like, I don't know exactly. And then one of the persons that's also featured on this is called Mama Bear.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's one of those records where you just like you're going to the record store and you're trying to find like something new, and this one stuck out to me because I never thought about trying to use objects as an idea for like a concept album, and my question with you, TRASHFART, like, did you guys come up with concepts and themes together, or does that kind of just happen like after you get the recording and chop up like the songs?
A little bit of both. Mostly the latter. Like we kind of just like let the subject matter flow, and then we title it afterwards.
Yeah, pretty much. That's mostly for recording.
I feel like there's been a lot of times where we've like said the name of a song, and then like we go further into the topic of like whatever the original title was, but then like afterwards like we say the song name again and it's a completely different title.
Right. It's happened many a time. And then we title it something completely different on the album.
Oh yes.
And like with the concepts, like have you guys ever thought about like doing just like trying to like portray a story for something new? Like are you guys working on new music right now?
We're always working on new music.
Yeah. We're sitting on too much stuff. Think of like a bad dragon and the hoard of gold that it would be sitting on.
Yeah, an evil dragon. Yeah, he's talking about an evil dragon.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I definitely know.
That's us.
Yeah. We're sitting on a bunch of gold, essentially, and we're a giant evil dragon, is what he's trying to say.
And just like slowly, like we're just getting more and more in.
Well, that is definitely the way to do it. Keep it for the vote, or you gotta just like keep on chopping up and putting out your stuff. And I really do look forward to hearing your set come up, and also checking out more shows.
Thank you. Yeah,
Um, yeah,
we would love to have you in the audience. We would love it.
I appreciate it. I want to also ask a few more questions. They're the oddball ones.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Shoot.
so if you were stranded on an island and you could take only one thing with you, what would you be taking?
A condom.
As it is one of our favorite drugs.
Make sure you're wearing it.
Yeah, you have to be wearing it.
I just bring the continental United States with me.
Oh, wow. Good time.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Well, that is so yeah, what am I supposed to say now, Marley? Fuck you. Yeah,
The roller.
okay. I'm gonna take an exercise roller to work out.
I'd probably take a
I
cheesy
guess.
roll up.
Yeah, cheesy roller from Taco Bell as well. Genius. Fuck.
I can't live without that.
I asked a random person this, and they said a book, and I was like, "What the fuck is a book gonna do for
Oh,
you?"
come on.
Yeah.
You know, Plato was against literacy, and here at Trash Part, we agree completely.
Like, for real,
That's true.
you know, like that one book you can just read for the rest of your life on that beach.
Anarchist cookbook.
yeah.
All right. So before we go, shout out some of the stuff that you've seen recently. I know you mentioned like the Minions. But like also I'm kind of asking for show wise, like anything that you'd like recommend, anything that you would want to shout out.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Classic.
If you ever think to yourself, what would a TV show set in outer space that interviews both Tom York and Bjork in the same episode? You got an answer.
I would say Smosh, the YouTube channel.
El Smosh.
El Smosh, yeah. Spanish Smosh, El Smosh. Game theory, food theory, film theory,
Oh, yeah.
all classics.
Good Mythical Morning.
Good
with
Mythical Morning.
Brett and Link
Yeah, every weekday we'd be watching that.
every weekday.
Every weekday.
I saw a video of a guy getting his head decapitated on Pornhub once. I would go with that.
If we could have a Trash Fart virtual reality space, I think we would definitely.
We'll be
That's
the
our-
first band in the metaverse.
Yeah, that's our next venture for sure.
I feel like we need to make it a goal to like get Professor Kaczynski in the Trash Fart metaverse. And if you don't know Professor Kaczynski, he was a pretty hot thing in the 90s.
The new hotness.
The new hotness in the 90s, not the old and busted for sure.
Sorry, would you mind repeating that? We got a little fuzz.
The Foucault.
Sure.
Unfamiliar.
I want to bring up your random fact about yourself.
I already gave you mine, man.
That's true. We didn't. I didn't get all of them though.
Okay, yeah, come on, guys.
I'm 5'12".
We're about to go to Taco Bell.
You gotta get Taco Bell.
We are, yeah,
Yeah.
after this.
All right,
yeah.
all right. So here's another funny one too. You know the how he asked about the drugs and the weed. You know, did you say hybrid every time, or did you actually say if you had a preference on like indica or sativa?
Trash TV.
Trash
It's
TV.
our special blend.
It's
Yeah.
like trash.
We have Instagram stories about this.
I have my own kind of personal mix, and like I later on, like whenever I went to Colorado the first time, found out it was called a California spliff, where they, I guess, like I was adding like a little bit of tobacco and sometimes a little mugwort or lavender, and had no clue like that there was actually different kinds of stuff that you could add to your weed to smoke, and it also have different effects for you.
Oh yeah, I think like sherms, those are really good. It's when you mix angel dust with weed.
I haven't ever tried that or thought about
It,
that, looked into it.
it gets
Never
a
even
little
came
funky, I'm
across
not gonna
that
lie.
actually. Now you're really thinking. All right. Before we go to, do you have to kind of tell me the songs off the top of your head that you want to play like right after the show?
Free ham sandwich day, 24.
That's pretty much it. I mean,
Yeah. Let her rip.
Let it rip. Also, I have it's just kind of like a funny question for me. Are you guys familiar with The Mummy, Brendan Fraser?
Yes.
Have you guys seen The Whale yet?
The whale?
Yeah, have you seen
Isn't
The
it
Whale?
over there?
Yeah.
yeah, we actually have it right here.
For real, like you guys rented the movie or bought it?
We're looking at it right now. Yes, right there. Literally right there. I'm pointing at it. You can't see my hand, but I'm pointing at it.
Oh, it's going back under the water.
Oh, all right. So I was going to bring up. Do you think that the new Brendan Fraser coming back from like like they say like his whole actor thing came back from this movie The Whale, where he's like this big guy. Like, do you think like that is like a publicity stunt where you know what I mean, and trying to like use the industry of like, okay, like look at him in a different light and see that he's actually like this? I don't really understand the whole concept. Besides like
I
the
could have
guy.
sworn he was blacklisted, and like it was seriously like for like 20 or so years, and like it's not up until recently. Like people are like, okay, whatever, this dude looks funny.
And
But
but to me it's like I like looked up the story of the movie. It's like he like you're trying to feel bad for him because he's dying in a couple of days, and it's because he's obese, and like only so many people in the world would have this problem or experience. And I don't know. I kind of wonder what your own take on it, if you were familiar with this whole Brendan Fraser talk, because there's just so many like tabloids about the whale and Brendan Fraser, and like what's going on here? Is he really the new Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt?
We're gonna have to catch up on those tabloids.
I will tell you that we do kind of have all of our heads in our asses.
You don't ever follow up if if Brad Pitt is still single or not.
No, well, we spend a lot of our time like getting Taco Bell and shit. It's like we don't have time to do anything else.
I did actually see one thing. Brendan
You did?
Fraser, he actually died back in the 90s.
That explains
They've
it.
been replacing him out.
He's a
They've
hologram.
been
Okay.
they've
I
actually
wanna say
perfected brain surgeries.
he definitely
over
died
the past 30 years, and
before-
they've just been popping out his brain
He definitely
consistently.
died before The Mummy too. I want to say The Mummy was probably the best one he's ever done.
no, yeah, because like wasn't that a coy thing about how he is actually dead?
Right.
Like
Right.
the
Foreshadowing.
like Abbey Road, how that one's about how John Lennon should be dead.
And how about Skater Boy was about how Avril Lavigne died. Yeah.
Are you a fan of the John Lennon and the whole Paul McCartney thing?
No,
I don't think he's
no,
real.
no.
I wonder
pretty sure-
if John Lennon actually didn't die and like he's actually hidden from us.
I believe that.
It would make sense.
If he's not dead, I am getting a gun.
and
Let's
starting
just say there's a
and
There's a lot
starting
of
the
reasons
next
we do
war.
Beatle covers.
So true.
All right, I appreciate everybody taking the time to join Vibe Osmosis, and especially for all of the shenanigans.
Yes.
It's been real, and I definitely really appreciate you guys taking the time, and hopefully it's a good rest of your night too. And I'll keep you posted on the details of the show. I'm trying to get this one out before your guys' gig, just to kind of help spread the word.
That'd be sick. We'd appreciate that.
Hello.
All right. So
Thank you, man.
ciao.
We'll be
Yeah.
in contact. Sick. Take it easy.
Bye.